girls, it's Fun Fire Day. So this time we're actually going to be working on some oil pastels painting. And I actually think it came out pretty cool. We're going to make borders to it, and it's going to make it look more like a professional picture. And I know you guys are going to fall in love with this after you had done it, and you're probably going to be asking for more. So if you guys like this and enjoy it, please make sure that you get into our site, hashtag BGC NEO Cyber Club, and let us know that this is what you guys want to see, and let us know what else we could bring for you. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I know you will. So just please be creative and make sure you're showing off those works. Hey boys and girls, welcome again. For this project, we're actually going to use oil pastels. I actually got this one. I believe I purchased this at Walmart for $4 to $5. We're going to need some tape to create our background. So we're going to actually make a heart, and we're only going to color inside of that heart. And we're going to have regular paper. Well, not regular paper. I'm actually using drawing papers. I actually pulled this from my sketchbook. So you could use that, or you could use a regular paper or construction paper. So let's get to this. We're going to actually start by creating our heart with our tape. So once I get this fold out of here, I'm going to start by creating the heart. So I'm probably going to start from right in the middle of the paper so to make it easier on me. And we're going to move along and try to create that heart as much as we can. If you need to cut the tape, go ahead. Sometimes it's easier to do it that way, so I am going to cut the tape. And then I'm going to try to give it that form. Kind of hard to do it with this tape, but just do as best as you can. So this is my middle, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start my middle here for my heart. I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposites, and then we're gonna go around until we have that whole heart shape. Three colors for the base, and we're going to use a yellow, we're going to use the orange, and we're going to use the red. This is going to be your three colors that you're going to need for just the background for it. So let's start with this. We want to start right in the middle. I got tape here so it'll stay. So what we want to do is we want to start right in the middle and put the yellow right in the middle. So you don't have to go hard with this because we're going to be blending. So just a little simple little stroke and just color it in. And just color the middle of this picture. As you see, I'm moving along and just going on and doing just the middle, just a simple touch. Because you don't have to color the whole thing in because everything is going to be blending. I'm gonna go a little bit thicker. And that is part of your drawing already. So the best thing that I like about oil pastel is it is a simple project to do because all you have to do is a little quick touch and you could get done with these paintings super extra quick. So now that I have this one, maybe I want to go a little bit thicker further down. Try to level them out as much as we can. Maybe a little bit here at the top. And that's about it. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the orange. We're going to move on with the orange. And we're going to do part in the bottom. And then we're gonna do part on the top. Like I said, just a gentle little touch, just to put some of this pastel on it. And then the final one, we're gonna actually use the red, and we're gonna go ahead and fill up that top, and we're gonna do the bottom. Might want to add a little bit more orange because I don't want too much of the red on the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of orange here. And then I'm gonna have the red on the top. So now that I have all these colors in there, what we're gonna do is we're gonna blend that. We're gonna blend it so it'll look like everything is actually colored. And the way that I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna use a tissue paper. But you could go ahead and use some napkins if you can't find tissue paper, and it'll be a great tool. But I'm gonna go ahead and use some tissue paper. So what I wanna do is I'm gonna start by my light, because I don't want to get into blending the dark and get all that dark colors on the top. So we're gonna start by the light ones, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna blend in these colors. So start with your yellow, blend in all these yellows first. And once you finish blending in that yellow, you're gonna move on to the orange, and then you're gonna blend it with the edges of the yellow. So you can start blending the yellow with the orange. If you find that you're gonna need more oil pastel in order to blend, go ahead and add some oil pastel. Sometimes I tend to use my fingers too and blend the colors in. A lot of my students before used to do the same thing. We gave up on the tissue paper sometimes and went ahead with our fingers. But just go ahead to keep your hands clean and everything. Use the paper or a napkin, like I said. Now that I got my yellows blending in, I'm gonna start by blending those orange in. I mean, I don't know if you can tell the difference, but you see how the yellow is actually, you don't see much of the whites no more. So you're gonna continue to go ahead and blend those in. And this is pretty much the same technique that you would use if, like, let's say you're doing one of the chalk outside on the sidewalk. They actually got some nice pastels that you could actually do chalking with. So here we go. I'm starting to blend in the orange with some yellow. So you're just gonna continue to move on until the darker color. So see, I'm making the orange, so I'm trying to blend it in with the yellow. Give it a nice little sunset touch, because this is really what we're working on, is a picture that is going to be basically a sunset. So I kind of blend in the orange with the yellow to give it a nice sunset feeling. Try not to go too far down now, because you want to keep those vibrant colors. If you feel that you need another tissue paper, I had little pieces cut already from other projects, so I just went ahead and used this. But if you're gonna need more paper, just go ahead, find yourself some paper, and just continue to blend those colors. Blend them, blend them, blend them. So just remember, as you blend in, go from the lightest to the darkest because you don't want to mess up your painting. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward this. Just continue those skills and you'll still see me doing it. So for the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to grab a ruler, and right in the middle of that yellow, we're actually going to create a line in which is going to be like the mountain lines. So right in the middle, like I said, all that yellow. I'm trying to figure out where my middle is, and I will probably go right there. That's going to be my middle, and we're going to make a line right there, right in the middle, with that color pencil. And as you go along, you're going to darken part of this side, so it's like you're going to basically be coloring in like a mountain or stuff. So you're just going to do this, a little bit of it, and you're going to go down and thicken up some of these lines too. So this side, I'm going to go a little bit higher, and we're just going to use it and thicken that area up. Try to not go under that line. Keep it as straight as possible. And I'm just going to go along and thicken this line up right here, just a tad bit. Like I said, create your little mountains. I'm gonna go higher. So it's coming along very good. Now what we're gonna do next is we're gonna grab that orange one, and we're gonna add a little bit of lines across it, just like this. Just enough, you know, to give it a little bit of shut side towards the shut side. And we're gonna keep on doing it to the opposite side too. So we're gonna start mixing some of these colors, some lines, and then we're gonna do the same thing with the red. So we're gonna probably darken some of this stuff up. So we're gonna try to get it in the middle as close as possible too with the red. And we're gonna do the same thing to the opposite. And once we're done with this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually end up blending these colors in with our fingers this time, because we don't wanna overdo it or take some of this paint out. So I'm just gonna use my fingers for this one. So we're just gonna go ahead and blend these colors in and make sure they point down. Same thing on the opposite side. Go ahead and just freely blend in your colors with your finger. Try to get all those lines out. Obviously, I probably went too dark with the lines, so just do a soft little touch. So now I gotta work harder to blend in. So just go and give it a lighter touch, not as much as I did. So I'm gonna work. Try to blend them here together. I think I'm gonna need a little bit more orange going on this side. Maybe a little bit more red. See how a little bit of a gentle touch actually made it work a little bit better when it came to the blending process. I am gonna add a little bit of orange here to blend a little bit better. So now that that's done right there, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on to our next step. Just wanted to give it a more reddish color on the top. So now that that's done, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on with some white. We're gonna need actually some white pastels, which I'm gonna go ahead and find it in my box. So I went ahead and I got the white one. And what I'm gonna do with that white one is that we're gonna add some lines the same way we did with the orange. And then we're gonna blend them all in. And this one I am going a little darker since the white really doesn't show much. And we're gonna go ahead and blend them in. So as you see, we got the sky, the background for the sky. So once you have completed that and blending in your color, we're gonna start working on a swan that are gonna be basically on the lake. So now that that white is blended in with everything else, let's go ahead and we're gonna basically mark 3 lines in the bottom. So we're gonna do 3 swans. So we're gonna start by making the 3 swans. So you could go ahead, I try to do it with a pencil before I get into the darker colors, just in case. So I'm gonna just make 3 lines. We're gonna start off by 3 lines. And this will give us an idea of where our swans are gonna be. Once you have done that, you can go ahead and start drawing your swans, in which I'm still gonna do it in a pencil. So I'm gonna basically draw the body of it. And since it's all gonna be black, it doesn't have to be perfect. You go ahead and do however you think your swan's gonna look. And don't wait too big. And then once you get to the bottom, you're gonna create the body. And there you have it. Any little extra stuff that you actually had, go ahead and erase it gently so you don't mess up your pastels. And you could go ahead and finish by creating the rest of your swans. So with the black color pencil, we're gonna actually color in those swans that we just finished drawing. So go ahead and color these in, finish them up, and I'll see you in the next step. Colored in these swans, what we're gonna actually do, we're gonna add a little bit of black onto the bottom so we can create like the reflection of the swans into the water. So this basically is gonna be your water down here, so we want it to reflect. Okay, so let's get to this. So since the head is over here, we want to start off by making something longer here, and this is going to be only a little bit of scratch to make it look like it's more of a shadow, so you don't have to go deep in with this, and just create it. And make sure you go like make the little head in the corner, so you create like that's the reflection. And then for the body also, so you're gonna continue to do that to all the swans. So create that little reflection, like you can see the swan in the water, and you're gonna do that for every single one of them. So what we're gonna work on next is we're gonna actually create some branches coming out of this side right here. So no leaves or nothing, just plain old branches that we're gonna put on. So let's start. I put in our first one, maybe about this height, and then just create a long little branch, and then we'll add other branches to it. So I'm just creating the base of this branch right now, and then I'm gonna have one thicker pop around here, and then we're gonna go in and just darken these up. I'm gonna start by that one. So I'm just gonna basically darken this one up a little bit, because this is gonna be one of our main branches. Like I said, you could do this with that black color pencil. I usually use Prismacolor because it works so well to put over oil pastels. I mean, if you use the regular color pencils, it'll probably give you a little bit more issue, but it'll still work. But I do use these, and they sell them at Walmart as well. They're a little bit more on the expensive side, so just be mindful. You could actually use it. It's just going to be a little bit longer, but if you want and it's taking too much time with the regular color pencils, you could actually use a Sharpie too. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish out these branches. I'm going to put a little thin one right here. So some of them you would just want to keep them thin. Some of them you could actually make darker. Whoops. So we're gonna go ahead and make this here a little bit thicker. And as I go up, I'm gonna make it thinner. And then for this branch, I'm gonna have a thin one come out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna move along and finish it all the way up. So I'm gonna add another thick one right at the top. And it's gonna probably intercept the other one. But let's go ahead and get creative and add some of these branches. So you go ahead and put your branches where you want it. This is how I'm gonna do it. So it'll look like it's all coming from one tree. Just get creative with it. Okay? So probably gonna add a little one here. So just imagine what a tree will look like in the winter time, and just go ahead and put those branches on, just like if you were to see them in winter time when they all has lost their leaf, on fall time, I mean. And just continue to do so all around your picture. So here I'm doing a little one again. And then I'm gonna continue to do so all around until I got a nice little branch tree here. Okay, so you guys go ahead and finish that, and I'll see you in the next step. So our next step is going to be is that we're going to add this little mountain right here in the corner. It's going to be like a big rock, and we're going to add this to the background. So if you want, go ahead and start with your light pencil so that way you don't mess it up first. So what you're gonna do is gonna create a big old rock right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this here. I'm gonna go a little bit farther down from the yellow, and then we're gonna make this whole big line here. So we're gonna go ahead and create this and go a little bit farther down and then go in. So this is gonna be one of your rocks that you're just gonna have here in the background. You might wanna go a little bit farther in here. There we go. So I am gonna start coloring this in. I'm gonna outline it and I'm gonna go ahead and color it in. So I did one a little bit out too much, so I'm trying to erase that. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend those colors in again. And now that I have my rock, I'm gonna go ahead and color it in with the same thing that we used, the black color pencil. So I'm just gonna do the outline so you see how it looks. And this is gonna be a rock that you basically gonna color in black, just like we did the swap. So that's gonna be your rock. So go ahead and color that all in black, and then we're gonna continue to the next step. So now that we have this rock completed over here, we're actually gonna shade in over here a little bit and make it a little bit darker. We're gonna put some black to make it look like it's actually a rock too. So I mean, you're not gonna go ahead and paint the whole thing, but just shade it in a little bit so it actually look like you actually got a rock there too. I'm actually gonna go a little bit longer here. Just color that in, and that should be enough because it's farther away, so you won't. So it doesn't need to be perfect. See, this one is closer up, so this is more like a shadowy thing that you're gonna be doing here. And then what we're gonna do also is we're gonna start adding some birds. So we're gonna add 2 birds on this side. We're gonna start off by making a simple bird. So simple. You don't have to go all fancy or nothing, just a simple. And we're gonna add a little bit of highlight here for a body of the birds and just color it in. So like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just make it look as much as you can as a bird. And I'm gonna do the same, and I'm gonna do another one. So we're gonna have 2 on this part. Like I said, we're gonna add a little bit of body to make it look like a bird. Highlight some of those wings. And let me make it seem like it has a tail. And then we're gonna do the same on the opposite side. We're gonna draw a little bit smaller, so it'll look like it's actually farther away. Yeah, you can highlight it in the bottom to make it look like it's its body. And we'll create one right next to it. And once we're done with that one, we're actually gonna put a bird right on the branch. So we could actually put it on maybe this branch right here. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna create a little tail and then create this little body. And we're gonna finish it off by coloring it all black, like we did the last one. So we go ahead, make the tail, color this in, and you got a bird sitting on the tree. So once you have finished with that one, we're actually gonna grab that yellow pastel and we're gonna add a little bit more orange around the rock. And a little bit more on the opposite side where the yellow is to give it a little more color. Then with your own finger, we could blend it in. Same thing, the opposite side. Just be careful with the black. You don't want to get none of that black like I just did. So I'm probably going to use a different finger so that way I could blend it in a little bit better. So we're actually going to add a little bit of orange. I mean red. Right in the same on the rock. On the water. And give it more of a vibrant look. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit more orange around here. A little bit more over here. We don't want to put too much because we want still that brightness of the yellow because of the sun. It's supposed to be like a sunset. So we're adding a little bit of red around this area too. We're gonna blend in with our fingers. We're gonna add a little bit more red to the bottom. Be careful with your shadows. You don't want to go over on your shadows either. You might have to put them on again. I am going to add a little bit more red here. Like I said, blend it in with your finger. Not too much. You want to leave a little bit of streak to make it look like it's the water. And then the way we're gonna finish this off is that we're gonna use the white, and we're gonna put a little bit of white on here. This is not gonna work with the pencil, so let's use the oil pastels, and we're gonna give it a little bit of whiteness. And we're gonna use the white too to highlight the rock. So what we're gonna do is gonna highlight it down to make it look like there's two rocks there, and then we're gonna highlight the rock. And do the same in the water and all the way up to the yellow. So we're gonna add some of this white into this yellow. Maybe on the swans to highlight some of those feathers. So with this white marker, I'm actually going to add a circle here, and this is what's going to reflect off the water. Trying to make a circle. And we're going to color in it in white. It's actually not working, so I'm going to find something else to make this with. So I couldn't find anything else, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use my whiteout. If you got paint, just go ahead and use your paint. So I'm going to actually create this circle here, which is going to be what's going to be reflecting off the water.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish this off. So you have it, there's your little circle, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use this white out, and I'm going to highlight all those white parts on the water too, to actually bring it out. So now that you got that circle completed, now what I'm going to do is going to use this, and I'm just going to create little lines around, so it'll you'll have that reflection on the water. And I'm going to go and do this all the way down. Now you will let that dry for a little bit. This is actually finished. We have completed our work, but what I am going to do is, because I touched my paper left, I'm going to go ahead before I erase this. Before I take out the tape, I'm going to erase everything around it. And then I'm going to go wash my hands. And once I have washed my hands, I'm going to pull out the tape. That way we don't dirty the rest of the papers. So go ahead and do that. Finish it up. And I'll see you when it's done. So there you have it, guys. This is our finished project. What we're going to do now is we're going to actually pull these tapes out so we could actually see what it really looks like underneath the border that we actually created. So go ahead and find where you, just be very careful while you guys are pulling this out. And then you're going to see that you basically got a heart-shaped painting. Just be very careful, because after a while this kind of sticks real good. So just be very careful as you're pulling it out. So this one is kind of breaking on me in the bottom. Trying to not, it's just a border right now, so I'm not trying to break part of the paper. So I'm just gonna go as carefully as possible. Try to get this out without breaking the paper. Taking extra, I don't need to take extra. There we go. So we're gonna go ahead and continue to pull this. Look at that, that is so amazing. Okay, we gotta be careful because my tape went on the bottom for this one. So let me get in the behind this painting and grab the tape. Kind of ripped a little bit, but I didn't notice that it went underneath. So just like I said, be careful. And there you have it. I am close to the end, and this is amazing. You are gonna fall in love with this painting. This is awesome. So I'm just gonna cut these edges from the paper. It's just an extra because I got it from my sketchbook. And there you guys have it. Look at that. That is amazing. I think this is pretty cool. I think you guys are gonna love it. It is relaxing. This is a great way to practice art therapy. You get involved with just doing nature pictures and trying to create this amazingness that we see every day. It is cool. I was pretty much relaxed the whole time, and I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys were relaxed, and I hope you guys continue to do projects like this. So I am going to do one more painting of oil pastels, so stay tuned for the next one.